All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Excuse me, Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Oh, going pretty well.
All right. Had a good night on my picks last night. I was 5-0.
I went 4-2. Buffalo got me, and the Dodgers got me.
I was 5-0. I had one game, the Yankees and Red Sox game got postponed. But so I ended up 4-0 in baseball, and then I had the Jets on money line. Don't know how the hell they came back and won that game, especially after the big injury to Aaron Rodgers, which just sucks. Especially if you're a Jets fan. I mean, the Jets spend all that money, finally get a quarterback. All the talk was they got this great defense, some great young players. They just need a quarterback. They go in the offseason, get a quarterback, bring in Dalvin Cook also to even make that running game more explosive after you already have Breece Hall coming back from an injury. Yeah. And then 4 plays into the game, you're back to Zach Wilson leading the team, the position you were just trying to get out of.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, who they try to pick up. I know that there's rumors already that they're looking around, seeing if they can pick up somebody, or if they're going to try to stick with Wilson. He didn't look great last night, but I'm not going to put too much stock into that. But if you look what he did last year, I mean, you know that he probably isn't the answer. But I'm not going to put too much stock in last night because, for one, he wasn't expecting to play. I know you're supposed to always be ready, but with all the hype of Aaron Rodgers coming in and the hype into the season, being at home, and then Rodgers getting hurt, that's a big letdown for the whole team to try to overcome. And I know a lot of the players was giving credit to Zach Wilson for kind of rallying everybody and getting everybody ready to play in that second half, come out in that second half and play. I didn't like the play calling with him, for one. They never – you can't baby him. You're going to have to let him try to throw the ball down the field. And once he came in, it was all screens and, hardly nothing down the field at all. And once the defense knows you're not going to attempt anything down the field, then it's even harder on a quarterback because they're just going to pin their ears back and keep coming at you because all they're really worried about is the run.
Let me ask you a question. After seeing the success Purdy's had, and I'm not saying Wilson's Purdy. I mean, of course, he was a high draft choice, Purdy wasn't. But if he could limit his mistakes with that defense the Jets got, could they go a long way?
Yeah, if he could be productive, and he don't have to be Aaron Rodgers. He just has to be productive, be able to lead them on some drives, not turn the ball over. He made one terrible interception last night. I don't know where the hell he was throwing the ball. Other than that, I didn't think he really threw the ball too bad when they gave him a chance to. That touchdown pass, that wasn't a good throw. He was trying to throw a back shoulder throw, and it was on the other side. and Garrett Wilson just made a hell. He just
Yeah.
made a hell of a play on that.
But look what that defense did against one of the better offenses in the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah, defense is good. I think our defense is going to be better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, how's it going, Glenn? No, I agree. Our defense is awesome. If he could just not turn the ball over, and you have to put some drives together because you can't have your defense can't be on the field all the time.
Well, like you said though before, their offense was geared towards Rodgers. So I mean, it came in. They're going to have to maybe change their offensive game plan and gear it more towards him and what he can do and what he can't do.
Frankie said you got smoked in fantasy football by Austin.
Yeah, sure did.
No Christmas presents for him.
Nope.
Yeah, then you beat me, and I would have had a good chance to beat you if Rodgers didn't go down.
I don't know. Maybe not. Now, the game would have been different, but the Jets' defense went nuts for me. And
yeah, but if Rodgers would have got 15, 20 points, and maybe Dalvin Cook might have had a little bit better game if Rodgers was in there. I think I'd have had it. I think we'd have been real close. You might have beat me, but it'd been real close. But
what's crazy is I had my quarterback get 3 points. I had 2 players get 0, and I still scored 131 points.
Yeah, well, I won in my other league. I won with Lamar Jackson as my quarterback, and I think he scored like 4 or 5 points or something. He didn't score very many. Once Rodgers went down, I knew I was in trouble because you had Diggs and you had the Jets defense, and I knew both
and Buffalo's kicker.
Yeah, but I knew the Jets defense was going. I didn't think they were going to do what they done. I didn't think they were going to get 4 turnovers, but I knew that it was going to be hard for the Bills to score.
And then that kickoff return for a touchdown.
And I kind of messed up there, which he didn't really have a great game, but because I have James Cook as well. I have James Cook and Dalvin Cook. I ended up starting Dalvin Cook instead of James Cook. James had the better game. I got some good running backs in that league.
Yep, he did take a shit last night.
It helped me win in one of my other leagues because that's all they had left, and they were trying to catch me. Austin got luckier to hell, up 12 points, and Ryan has Josh Allen, and you win. I didn't think there was any way Austin was going to win in that league.
I didn't either. No, but it'd be interesting to see what the Jets can do. I know everybody's down and out about Rodgers. It's gonna be interesting what decision he makes if he tries to make a comeback.
I think he comes back. I don't see him. Damn, Frankie had a lot of people playing last night as well.
Yeah, I had Diggs and Bass and the Jets defense.
That was a hell of a catch Garrett Wilson made. But on Rodgers, I think he comes back. I don't think that's the way he wants to end his career. Especially after coming to New York with everything that was going on. He seemed like he was happy there. I think he's going to try to come back and at least play one more season. I'd be surprised if he retired. I just don't. As competitive as he's been, I don't see him going out like that.
Yeah, him not playing 70% of the games this year affects the draft pick that the
Packers get. They get a second round pick now instead of a first round pick.
Yep.
So he's still sticking it to the Packers. But I don't know. I'm not sold on that Zach Wilson's going to be able. They might get with that defense, and if that with the running game they have, they might be able to get to the playoffs. I just don't see him going very far with Wilson as a quarterback.
It'll be interesting to see if he can improve. I mean, if he can improve, who knows? Who do you think the Jets go after? I know ESPN guy, expert, said that be on the phone with New Orleans about Winston. He said, I'd be making a call to Brady. I don't think Brady's coming back.
I guarantee they're going to make a call to Brady. I don't think Brady's going to. I don't think Brady's going to come back, but I think they do make a call for him. Frankie said, should the Jets get Kaepernick? I don't think so, just because Kaepernick's been out for so long. I've heard Winston. I've also heard Phillip Rivers, which I don't know if that would be the route I ought to go either. I guess he might be. Phillip Rivers might be better than Wilson, but behind that offensive line didn't look great last night. I don't know if you want a statue like Rivers back there at quarterback.
Yeah, I heard Matt Ryan too mentioned.
Yeah, I heard Matt Ryan.
Again, he's a statue too,
Yeah.
though.
Wonder if they'd go after maybe a guy like Kyle Trask from Tampa Bay. Some people are high on him. I know he didn't beat Baker out. I would say Winston is probably Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
I think Carson Wentz is better than Zach Wilson. I'm not saying Wentz is great,
agree.
but I think Wentz would be better fit than.
Who's he with?
I'm not sure who he's with now. If he's even with anybody.
Cam Newton can't move either.
Yeah.
He says he's a free agent. I'd make a call to Wentz.
I thought he was.
I would.
He's a free agent.
That'd be the guy I'd call on.
Or what about where'd that Taylor Heineke go?
I think he's still with Washington. I think. I thought they kept.
Is he still with Washington? He's just not. No, he's with the Falcons.
Who?
Heineke.
Oh, is he? I didn't know they let him
He's
go.
back up for the Falcons. He'd be a guy if you could get him, depending on what you have to give up, maybe.
Yep.
I think he'd be better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but do you think Wilson's had enough time, enough games to prove or not prove himself?
He's had what, a couple of years? And this would be year 3.
How many games did he play though?
He's played quite a bit. Last year he got benched some, but I think he played pretty much all of the year before that.
Yeah, they could try to bring Mike White back.
All right. We'll go ahead and jump into baseball.
Real quick, WWE brought Frankie Cruz's favorite wrestler back last night, Nia Jax. I know Frankie's happy about that. Most fans aren't, but
yeah, I've seen a lot of people bitching that they brought her back.
Jesus, people mad.
Why do people hate her so much?
They claim that she was pretty dangerous in the ring. I don't know if that's true or
yeah,
not.
but why the hell do fans care about that? Fans aren't the ones that are taking the bumps.
They hated her. That's all I know, man. They hated her. I knew Frankie liked her.
I think I've always thought people just didn't like her because they felt like one reason she's there is because of who she was related to.
That may have been some of it.
I've always thought she was. I've never thought she was that bad.
I didn't think she was terrible.
I know a lot. Yeah, she's not well liked. That's for sure. We have one game going on right now: Yankees and Red Sox. Yankees are up 3-2. This is actually a doubleheader because they're making up that game yesterday from postponement. Yankees are up 3-2, bottom of the 6th inning in that game. My first game I'm going to go with today is going to be the Washington Nationals at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Nationals are 65-79 on the season, 34-36 on the road. Nationals will have Adone on the mound tonight, who is 2-1 with a 5.56 ERA. The Pirates are 66-78 on the season, 34-38 at home. On the mound for the Pirates will be Falter. Excuse me. He is 1-8 with a 4.65 ERA. I like the Nationals here at the plus 1.5. Yeah, at the plus 1.5. I think Nationals win the game, but getting Nationals at plus 1.5, I really think is good value. Next game, Atlanta Braves at the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 126 on the money line. The Phillies are plus 108 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs.
Yeah, they're going to have that.
They're going to have that store. I know Glenn was hoping.
They was looking for people to work it. Work the store. Glenn should work the store. Maybe you get a discount.
He might. Braves are 94-50 on the season, 47-25 on the road. On the mound for the Braves is Fried. He is 7-1 with a 2.70 ERA. The Phillies are 79-65, 43-29 at home. On the mound for the Phillies is Willer, who is 11-6 with a 3.49 ERA. I like the Braves here on the money line with Fried on the mound. Braves have been pretty much best team in baseball all season. Phillies aren't a bad team, but I think the Braves are going to get the win with Fried on the mound. Then you have the Cincinnati Reds at the Detroit Tigers. Reds are 1.5 run favorites, minus 120 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 102 on the money line. Over under for this game's at 9 runs. Reds are 74-71 on the season, 38-32 on the road. They will have Williamson on the mound, who's 4-4 with a 4.20 ERA. The Tigers are 66-77 on the season, 31-41 at home. They will have Wentz on the mound, who's 2-11 with a 6.65 ERA. I like Cincinnati on the money line. Williamson's been pitching pretty good, and this is an important series for the Reds. Reds need to sweep the Tigers. If you want to try staying in this wild card hunt, you need to sweep a team like the Tigers this stage of the season.
They're a half game back right now. Tied a half game back for the last spot.
Then you have the Texas Rangers, Toronto Blue Jays. Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 116 on the money line. The Blue Jays are minus 102 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Rangers are 79-64 on the season, 34-34 on the road. The Rangers are 12-6, on the mound for the Rangers is Scherzer, who's 12-6 with a 3.91 ERA. The Blue Jays are 80-64 on the season, 38-31 at home. On the mound for the Blue Jays will be Rue, who's 3-2 with a 2.65 ERA. I like the Rangers here on the money line with Max Scherzer on the mound. Next game is going to be the Miami Marlins at the Milwaukee Brewers. The Marlins are 74-70, Brewers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 172 on the money line. The Marlins are plus 144 on the money line. Over-unders at 7.5 runs. The Marlins are 74-70 on the season, 34-38 on the road. You have Chargios on the mound for the Marlins, who's 1-0 with a 3.63 ERA. The Brewers are 80-63 on the season, 41-28 at home. They will have Peralta on the mound, who's 11-8 with a 3.89 ERA. I like the Brewers at home on the money line. And in my last game for tonight, San Diego Padres against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 162 on the money line. Padres are plus 136 on the money line. Over-unders at 9 runs. Padres are 68-77 on the season, 29-41 on the road. The Padres have Watch on the mound tonight, who's 11-3 with a 2.99 ERA. Dodgers are 87-56 on the season, 47-25 at home. The Dodgers are Dodgers will have Lynn on the mound, who's 10-11 with a 6.09 ERA. I like the Padres here at the plus 1.5 against the Dodgers.
Dodgers was up last night 7-2. Ended up losing that game 11-8.
Yep. And the Dodgers don't have they have Lynn on the mound. Lynn hasn't been great this season, and Padres have one of their better pitchers on the mound. So I like the Padres here, even though the Padres haven't been great on the road. But like you said, they were able to battle back last night and get that win. So I'm going to go with the Padres. So my picks for tonight, Nationals plus 1.5, Braves money line, Reds money line, Rangers money line, the Brewers money line, and the Padres at the plus 1.5. My picks were 5-0 or 4-0 yesterday in Major League Baseball, 1-0 yesterday in NFL, and my picks were 499 and 383 on the year.
Okay, my parlay for Major League Baseball for tonight. I have St. Louis at Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore money line. I've got Atlanta money line at Philadelphia. Got Cincinnati money line at Detroit. Chicago money line at Colorado, and I've got Miami at Milwaukee. I'll take Milwaukee money line.
You're taking Milwaukee?
Yep.
That's who I took too.
Well, Miami lose.
Yeah, we're not going to catch Milwaukee for the division. So
unless they, I mean, we'd have to go on a heck of a
And
winning
they-
streak, and Milwaukee'd have to really fall, and Cubs would have to be too much would have to happen. I mean, we still could catch the Cubs for that 5th position, but that's unlikely right now. We're pretty. I mean, I think we're 2.5 out from that, but something like that. But yeah, right now we're battling with Miami, the Giants, and maybe somebody else.
let me go back to that real quick. That's about all there is tonight, game wise. No college football tonight. I know you have
Senior college game day is going to be at Colorado
they're gonna
this
be at
Saturday.
Colorado this Saturday.
Colorado State.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Colorado game next. A couple games after that because they play Oregon, they play Colorado State, then they play Oregon, then they play USC. So I want to see what they look like against like Oregon and USC. I think it'd be interesting to see that. Because I mean they're a good team. I think some of it they're getting. I don't know. I think they're getting overhyped a little bit.
A little bit. Like you said, they got Oregon. Colorado's 18th ranked right now. Oregon's 13. And they got number 5 ranked USC after that.
Yeah.
They still got UCLA to play later on. Oregon State is ranked. I mean, they have 12th ranked Utah. They play a lot of ranked teams. I mean, they're going to have a lot of opportunity to prove themselves this year. They play like 6 or 7 ranked teams, so their schedules.
Yeah.
Not a lot of top 10 teams, but a lot of, top 20, 25 teams.
Don't get me wrong, they're a good team, and their turnaround that Deion's done there has been great. I'm not knocking that at all, but I think they're getting overhyped a little bit because I think TCU was a little overrated because they were overrated because they made the national championship game last year, and they lost a lot of that team. And then Nebraska had that game could have been a lot different if Nebraska's quarterback could hold on to a damn football. 5 turnovers, and then their defense, and to me, got tired because they were on the field so much.
And Nebraska's a bottom team in the Big Ten. They're not a top 6 or 7 team in the Big Ten either.
But I think they're a good team. I just want to see what they look like against like a Oregon or a USC. Then we can kind of gauge how good they really are.
I agree.
And hell, they might go in there and beat them teams. And if they do, hey, they deserve to keep moving up. But I think they're moving them up a little quick without seeing them against one of the better teams. But it's going to be fun to watch.
That's one thing for sure. They brought a lot of excitement to Colorado, something they haven't had for a long time.
Yeah.
Seen where AEW has had trouble selling tickets there at Arthur Ashe Stadium 2 years ago, 22,000, 23,000. Last year, 17. Last I heard, there was 6,500. They put tickets on sale now, 2 for 1. And a lot of the tickets are $20 a piece. So you could get 2 seats for $10.
They're going. They're starting to fall kind of fast, aren't they?
Yeah, and somebody came out with a review saying that company's worth $2 billion. Last I knew, they weren't even making money yet. So how can you be worth $2 billion if you're not in the red?
Yeah.
Or in the black? That don't make no sense to me. I think that's a little carried away.
If they're worth $2 billion, what's WWE worth?
Well, they sold for $9 billion. So yeah, I don't think
if AEW's worth 2, WWE probably worth like 20.
Yeah, I don't. I think that statement was. You got to be making money first. So.
No, I agree. What do you think about the Bills? Do you think it was just a bad night by Josh Allen, or do you? I mean, he turns the ball over a lot.
Way too much. They're never going to go anywhere unless he settles down on his turnovers. That's what killed him last year.
And a couple of them, it was just like he reared back and just threw the ball as far as he could. It seemed like it's like what. Especially against a defense like that, and the cornerbacks the Jets have, you can't take chances like that against them. Not with the Sauce Gardner back there, and then that Whitehead last night was everywhere. Hell, he rushes in his season-long incentive on interceptions in one game. He made himself like $150,000 extra last night because he got 3 interceptions. He needed that for the whole year to get his incentive. What Real quick before we do get there, what do you think about the Chris Jones deal? Did you see what kind of deal he ended up signing with the Chiefs? It makes no sense.
I know it's 1 year.
You held out all this time, and cost yourself like $3.5 million, and now you have a chance to get that back. But with all the incentives you have to reach to get it back, I mean, you have to get some of his money as defensive player of the year. It gets more money if they win the Super Bowl. It's like you held out all that time to get like $2 million more dollars, and that's if you reach all your incentives. If you don't reach all your incentives, you're not getting it. It made no sense. He held out and ended up kind of folding and coming back for nothing. If you're going to hold out like that and cost yourself the money you cost yourself,
I didn't understand.
It don't make no sense.
It makes sense how the first game of the year he's setting up in the box with the owners.
Yeah.
I mean, you're holding out. You ain't been to the practices. You ain't been working out with the team, and the whole situation never made sense to me.
Yeah, I think it was a bad business move the way he done it though, because like now you have to. You're still on a contract year because it was just all they did was add to his last year, and like I said, all the money's incentive based. So if you don't have that kind of year, you cost yourself a lot of money. Hey, so I think sometimes these players listen to their agents a little too much, and then they get in a position where they really don't have too much of a choice, and then they make themselves kind of look stupid because that makes no sense. You cost yourself $3.6 million in fines, and you have a chance to get $3.5 million of that, but you're gonna have to ball out. What if you don't have that kind of season this year? And not saying he can't because he's a great player, but it don't make a whole lot of sense that you've done all that to hold out to sign an incentive based deal, not even a guaranteed raise.
Real quick, I want to go back to the Jets. You got to give them a lot of credit for coming back and winning that game. I mean, who would have thought after losing out the 4th, 5th play of the game and then win that game after losing Rodgers? You got to give them a lot of credit.
Oh yeah, I didn't think they were gonna have any kind of shot at winning that game. But that defense is tough. Defense kept them in the game, and then Zach Wilson was able to make a couple plays when he needed to. Then Garrett Wilson made a hell of a play in the end zone to be able to catch that ball.
What do you think about them making Miami?
Because like I said, that was not a good throw by Wilson at all. That should have been a back shoulder throw. He threw it out front.
What do you think about making Miami the odds-on favorite to win that division now? I was still worried about their defense.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, yeah, they won the game, but the Chargers was right there. Miami defense worries me. I still think the Bills are a good team, even though they didn't look great last night. But you're playing against a real good defense, a division game as well. So it's going to be interesting what the Bills end up looking like. I don't know if I'd move the Dolphins ahead of the Bills yet, just off one game. I mean, don't get me wrong, it helps. I think it helps the Dolphins' chances with Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. I mean, that changes that. That can change that division for a lot of those, for all those teams, because I mean, I think the Jets were going to be a good team, and then the Patriots haven't looked bad, and they're in that division as well. They look good. I thought they looked good against the Eagles. They looked a lot better against the Eagles than I thought they were going to. They had chance to win that game if their receiver would have got his feet down on 2 balls that he should have had his feet down. There wasn't really no excuse for not getting them feet down on them. They had a chance to win that game, and they got down 16-0 in that game off a couple of mistakes early and battled back. So I mean, that game could have been different. So I think that's going to be a tough division. And I think the Patriots are a better team than what people are giving them for, especially if Mac Jones can play up to what I think his potential is. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but I think he can be a serviceable quarterback and be a good enough quarterback to win a lot of games, especially if you get some pieces around him. And the Patriots defense will look good. If that offense can contribute and play a little better, I think they could be a good team as well. So it's going to be, I think the AFC East is going to be interesting. I'm ready to see what the Colts look like this week against the Texans. hopefully we can pick up a win. I was happy with the way, pretty happy with the way the Colts played. I like what I saw from Richardson. We had chances to win that game. I thought we got a little too conservative in the second half when we had that lead. I thought we went to let's try to hold on to a lead mode instead of let's try to keep adding on to our lead. But it's also, you got a first-time head coach, a rookie quarterback. There's going to be some things like that that's going to happen throughout the season. So still got to have a step up, but it's going to be. I think it's going to be an interesting season. But I like what I'm seeing from Anthony Richardson. If he can just keep growing, I think we might have found us a good quarterback, a guy that can be a big weapon for us. I really do.
I agree.
He might be a little smarter about taking some hits because he was getting banged up in that first game. He took a couple shots he probably didn't need to take. Yeah, that was a terrible throw. It ended up being a touchdown, but it was a terrible throw. But real quick, I'll go over my picks one more time for today. Nationals +1.5, Braves money line, Reds money line, Rangers money line, Brewers money line, and the San Diego Padres at the +1.5. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well, where I post all the different updates about upcoming shows. Also, check out the All Sports All Plays Network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, also the ASAP Sports Network app. If you missed our pro wrestling show, GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room yesterday, go check it out. You can find it on Facebook, YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room, and at the All Sports All Plays Network. We appreciate everybody watching. This has been Easy Money, a sports betting show. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Hope everybody has a great night.